We're recording now.
And we're back. What's up, everyone? Epic Steve here. No, you haven't heard that in a while. Who
Yeah.
else do I have here?
I'm Master Menos. I'm Master Menos reporting in from my own madhouse. Although I'm not in character here.
Yeah, we had to let him out for a little bit, but he's going right back after this. Trust
Yeah.
me. We also got the superstar of the
Yeah.
DCs. What's up? And we got the techno of the techno geeks, Nicole San Diego.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Oh yeah, I'm definitely coming back in because here's the thing. I can't believe we forgot our roles. I forgot I'm Merlin. Epic is Arthur. Nicole I set Nicole as Agravain. But she may have earned a different knight now from here. And DC, I think Suko was.
Luco was Lancelot.
Oh, Suko's Lancelot. Oh, good. Thank you, Epic.
Yeah.
DC. Suko's Lancelot in DC happens to be Mordred instead. Oh, it's not. Suko's
Yeah.
Mordred.
I got no idea what they're talking about. But
Yeah, it
we're
doesn't
back.
really matter. Just kind of lore. It's like, the Knights of the Round Table,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But yeah.
And from this theme, I had this after Fate's Knights of the Round Table. So I gave Epic Arthur and the visualization of male Arthur this time.
Yeah, no, that visualization of female Arthur was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love her, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
Also,
I don't know why they did me like that.
Yeah, except for Prototype. Prototype Arthur is male, however, Prototype Merlin turns female instead there. That's also kind of reflected in Case of Fate Grand Order. Yeah, she just came out in Ace case. But enough about that.
Yeah, you know what just came out also? These allegations for Mr. Beast. Yep, that's gonna be our first topic. We talking about the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Yeah.
We're talking about, what was it, Jimmy Donaldson? Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's allegations of Mr. Beast being a fraud. And then one of his other crewmates was being weird with little kids.
The show people. Yeah, that's also gonna be another topic.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you have a picture to show the people, Master Minos.
No, I did none of that. I'm sorry, but I will edit those in. Don't worry. That's on me because the lot of day I was just preparing for a sanity check. But let's not right now.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, basically. So basically, if y'all don't know, the allegations is that Mr. Beast fakes videos. He's not as philanthropic as he pretends to be, as they say. And then also he apparently is hosting Beast Games, which is, I don't know what platform that's on, but I like to say, is that on Amazon Prime? But yeah, sort of like Squid Games, where he has people competing for money, and apparently conditions there are terrible. So yeah, we're gonna throw this over to the superstar of the DCs.
What were we talking about? Sorry.
Yeah, Mr. Beast's fraud allegations.
Himself.
Oh, we was talking about it earlier. Like, like I said earlier, what we was talking about it was pretty much that's. I just feel like the allegations when it comes to faking his videos is like, who cares? It because it's more, if it's entertaining, it's entertaining. Like, who cares? When it comes to cheating at game shows and all that stuff, I feel like I need to see more evidence. Even though he did show us good evidence in the video, the person who, and I know it makes it seem like I was watching the video, even though I did. Just my memory's not good right now. I if you want to ask me, I just feel like that. I feel like everyone's going after Mr. Beast because it feels like it's the big thing to do. But for the whole charity or charity fraud, or not charity fraud, but these contests that he's doing, contest fraud, and people are going out and he's doing these games with these events that he's fixing it, like fixing it for only certain people to win. I I need to see more evidence before I believe that, because you know, people's word, it can be like, oh, he's been here before, like, yeah, he's good and all that shit. Like, he worked for Mr. Beast before, he should know about everything that's going on, and I'm just like, yeah, he should know everything that's going on, which is fine. But I just feel like I need more evidence before we could just say, oh, he's fixing these events, because we don't know I don't know everything until more information comes out. That's all I have to say about it. But I just feel like, I don't know why it's weird. I just feel like it's the big topic to just out Mr. Beast for some reason. I feel like it's less about finding the truth than just outing Mr. Beast. And that's just my take on it. Maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like that's my take on it. For these allegations from everything that's coming out recently.
Yeah, I hadn't heard too much of any of these. However, there's been allegations that he was faking this stuff, but hadn't, at the same time, DC's right. We hadn't seen anything super hard yet. Although I did notice that they did do a response regarding those. Yeah, he did do a response regarding those. How and yeah, so far they alleged that that the giveaways were fake, the videos were rigged. He ran illegal lotteries and sold fake signatures. However, so far he just verbally disavowed and fired someone Dark Pack 404 for erratic behavior. His also Chuck's response also began by saying, "You don't do fake giveaways. I've been hands-on at some, and I've personally been the person to connect winners with our accounting department to get paid." And that was from Chucky from Mr. Beast. Then again, however, things are still pretty iffy so far. There's already one drama, as we pointed out earlier, and now we're dealing with this. I don't have too much to input from here. Other than, yeah, we need way more to go on thus far. Because, yeah,
Yeah,
this is a
the
lot to pack in.
this is the Nicole speechless.
Oh, yeah, she's still muted.
Yeah, she's speechless because of the all the stuff happening.
Yeah.
Right, so
I've heard of Mr. Beast. I never heard anything pertaining
honestly,
to his
it
allegations,
is.
nor do I care.
I have
So,
no idea what's going on. I know there's a YouTuber I watch. I'm not sure I say his name because I don't. Yeah, I will say it. So his name is Cavernacle. Very good YouTuber, and I mean he's been saying the stuff he's believed about Mr. Beast and stuff for a while. So I mean he feels vindicated on it. I still think it's kind of iffy because I mean people kind of just get mad at Mr. Beast for whatever he does. I mean like the whole you know curing people's eyesight. Some people are like, oh yeah, well some of
Yeah.
the people in the video were surgery with or without him, which is he came, I guess, expedite the process. I'm like, well, that's still a good thing. But yes, it's wild in these streets. Well, you know what else is wild? You know,
Yeah, what? Oh yeah, those things. Next topic is the Crowhost grooming claims. So from the article, Epic just said Mr. Beast hires investigators over the Crowhost grooming claims. So yeah, this was the other incident.
oh wait, also before we go on, apparently Mr. Beast LLC sent out a cease and desist to the gentleman who made the exposed video. Now I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but that's what he's showing. So if that's true, we'll see. Apparently he broke NDA. I don't know anything about that, so we're gonna see where that goes. But yeah.
Breaking in NDA, even though he was fired earlier. So if you decide to expose him after you get fired, it's still breaking an NDA, or he has to have waivers have to be filed.
Sign. Yeah, it depends what NDA you sign. Because like if I sign a NDA where let's say I can't work with the competition for at least 2 years after I leave or quit a particular position, then if I still do that said thing, then yes, that's breaking the NDA, even though I'm not with the company. It depends on what you sign.
Yeah.
That's what you got to read the contract.
Yeah, it really depends. Oh yeah, some of this stuff is within the initial contract. I've heard of other people saying that they write a separate contract after they leave, but I think that's only a few cases now.
Yeah, just read the contract before you sign them, because some do have stuff like that, and you just want to make sure that you stay safe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still pretty rough. Yeah, it's still actually pretty rough.
Yeah, this is very rough.
Oh yeah, I will have to. Oh yeah, visuals. You already sent me the article, so I will do visuals. Don't worry. Where's that thing again? Oh, share screen. Okay. Yes, this one. So I will edit that all of it. I will edit that in, but here, going from the article, Mr. Piece of
Eva.
Oh, what happened? My guess is
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I'm sure everything's muted.
I feel like this is something.
You good, Minnow?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I don't know what happened. Anyway, we're sharing our
Do I need to take you back to asylum?
So, quoting from the article, Mr. Peace says hired investigators after his former co-host was accused of grooming a teenager. Kris Tyson was accused by other YouTubers of saying inappropriate messages to a minor when she was 20. Then a 20-year-old who worked on Mr. Beast's channel since 2012 strenuously denied the grooming allegations, but said Parr had mutually agreed she should quit. Then in a following-up statement, Mr. Beast, real name Janie Donaldson, said he was disgusted by the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online. Ava has apologized for past behavior, which was not acceptable. The Mr. Beast is the world's biggest YouTuber with more than 300 million subscribers. He said he became aware of the allegations against Ava, which first stated circulating online last month over the last few days. It's disgusting and opposed to such unacceptable acts, he says. Mr. Beast said...
Yeah, you don't actually have to read the whole article because this is a long article. Basically, summarize it is Ava Kris Tyson, known as Kris Tyson back when she was she was a man. She's a trans woman now, so that's why I'm giving her those pronouns. So yeah, she was said to have well, not said, she did. She had messages with a minor. I forget their tag. I think it might be somewhere in the story, but that particular individual has come out and said that they don't that they weren't groomed, that they were just having, conversations with Kris Tyson back at the time. And I looked at those conversations and those Discord things.
Oh yeah, those were
and
leaked.
I mean, yes, some of the stuff that was said was very edgy, but like once again, we're talking about what, like 8-9 years ago. Is edgy humor was bigger then, and that's not me defending anything. It's just you shouldn't have been saying those kind of stuff to minors, but also you didn't get intimate with the minor, so I don't put you at the same level as someone who did, and that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah. Yeah, and the posts were leaked already, right?
Yeah, the posts were leaked.
Yeah, and that was after. And that was afterwards.
Yeah. But it's just weird when I hear people say believe all victims, and then the victim is like, no, I'm not a victim. The person who posted this stuff is posting stuff out of malice for Kris or Mr. Beast. I was never. And then people are like, oh yeah, the only reason why this person's saying that is because they don't realize they were groomed. Like, well, I mean, if we're gonna believe all victims, and this is victim you're saying, and they're saying no, I'm not a victim. I don't know why we're gonna keep pushing back on that, but well,
yeah, no.
I don't know.
I'd
It's
rather
a very
deal with
touchy
hard
subject.
evidence first. No, thank you.
Yeah,
I have to wait until
touchy
either actual concrete evidence is about or something else.
Well, I mean, I know that there was another accuser who came out who said that Kris did was it harass them, sexually harass them, something like that, and took advantage of them, not physically, but like I guess through messaging, and
And were
had them
those
do
messages leaked?
yeah, and and Kris Tyson had that individual, the gentleman, do a bunch of unpaid work. So once again, it gets kind of muddy when we're waiting 8 to 9 years. And, we're not even talking about anything that happened intimately. It's just something that happened message wise, which you shouldn't message minors anything crazy when you're 20, but I mean that's 20, and I don't. It's just weird.
It's just weird that.
But don't message anyone, or don't message anyone, period, unless it's someone you clearly know.
Yeah.
So it's what's obviously not so well. What's obviously so clear is, if we say something is that this messaging a minor about adult stuff is just like it. We all agree it's not right. It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And no damn thank you.
But when the person come out years later, when it comes to the age, because at the time you said it was 17, right? 16, 17?
Yeah, so I want to get these ages right. The initial victim was I think was it 16, and then the other one was 15, I think. Do not quote me on that. I have to make sure that I get my numbers right. The other one I think was younger. The person came out with the video because the first victim did not come out because they didn't believe they're a victim. They still don't. Someone else leaked the DMs themselves and was saying that Kris Tyson, is a predator, and then the first person who was put as a victim came out and was like, no, she's not. And then this other person did come out and say Kris Tyson is a predator. So
Kris Tyson,
okay.
So I was gonna say before is okay, showing adult stuff to underage people is wrong.
Yeah.
But if they come out years later and they said, "Oh, well, I knew what I was doing, I consent to all this," it makes it weird because showing underage stuff to kids to people is wrong. But if he consented to it even now, then then it won't. As for the person, if he consented to it, then I don't really see the problem if he consented to it now. But showing things to kids is wrong.
Yeah.
To say that, yeah. But if he's fine with it and he said he consented to it as an adult now, even back then he said consented to it, then I think that he in this situation would be fine. Like, it's just I really don't want to say it's a nothing burger now because I don't want to get in trouble. But if I have to choose a safe answer, I would say this. You know, showing things to underage people is wrong. But if he's an adult now,
you're the adult.
yes. If he's an adult now,
Yeah.
he said, "Oh, no, I'm not." Like even as for now, he consented and everything. Then I feel like if he consented to everything, and he says nothing's wrong, then nothing is wrong.
This is why I ask and confirm everything first.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, it's confirmed that Kris Tyson did send these edgy messages. Even Kris Tyson is admitting that, yeah, and she's apologized for her edgy humor back then. That's what she called it. Some people, oh, you're just calling it edgy, it's disgusting. It's like, and my thing is this: I'm not saying that it's a nothing burger. I'll never say that because adults should not be sending a child anything explicit. Just in general, even if it's like just hentai.
Sure.
But my issue is that the first person to come out was not even the person who was affected. The person who was affected keeps defending Kris Tyson, saying no, she's fine. And then on top of that, the second person only came out because it looks like this gained traction, and this is not me trying to dampen that person's trauma, because who am I to say whether they're traumatized or not? I'm just a random person who has a mic, halfway decent mic on YouTube, so I can't say anything. But this is just my opinion on it. I feel like this is making a mountain out of molehill. Like, yes, this was a molehill because Ava shouldn't have done this, but I feel like we're making this a mountain by, calling Ava a pedophile and a predator. I don't see that unless if we can find some proof that Ava was, intimate with the minor.
Yeah, there was a video
trying to get intimate with the minor. Yeah, then it's like, okay, yeah, that's
there was actually a video that showed the leaks.
He would be singing a different tune if Ava, had sex with this minor.
Yeah,
or had super intimate with this minor. That would have been a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been locked away already.
Ava was making plans to meet them somewhere to have sex, then that's a different story, definitely. And that's not saying I'm absolving Ava of anything. I don't want anyone to take that away from here, because I feel like there might be someone who scours YouTube, finds a clip, and like, these random people are defending this. No, we're not.
No, I'm not. No, we're not. No damn thing.
Listen, we're not defending Ava's actions. We're just saying that for this person's particular situation, and this person said that this person is not a victim and is fine, then in his case he's fine. But as for any situations, you should still not show anything to underage people.
Yeah.
And this is a different. This is a difficult topic.
Oh, sorry.
It's a difficult topic because it's like saying that it's like it's obviously don't show porn to kids. Yeah, but it's like, one, he said he's not a victim and he didn't see anything too explicit. He didn't see anything too explicit, and to him, he say he didn't see anything too explicit because I don't want to get in trouble.
So the person who was named as first victim, who never came out as a victim, who still is saying they're not a victim, they say that these were just sort of edgy messages between them. Kris would say "night daddy" and stuff like that in some of the messages, which is weird. I'm gonna keep saying that because I don't want anyone to think I'm defending this. But that's not pedophile. Like pedophile is someone who commits the act or is trying to have the act happen. Grooming. Grooming means that you're trying to get people to feel some type of way for you sexually, so that when they become of age, you can get in there. And then pedophile is you don't care what age they are, you just go for it. I feel like when people use these kind of words like that, it starts losing meaning. Like,
oh yeah, that's another problem. The terms keep getting mixed up and even scrambled.
yeah,
And
This
they're
guy
they're
is-
very serious. And for every time they use such terms to bring someone down, it ends up and it turns out they weren't pedophilic or anything at all whatsoever. Then it only ends up bringing the weight, the heaviness down. It only brings the weight and heaviness of these terms down. For example, we've
Yeah.
had too many. There's been too many instances of someone wrongfully calling others pedophiles for not pedophilic things at all. And including, for example, some Dale Misandra said straight up that falsely accusing someone of being pedophile when the person they're dating is actually the same age as them. They're just short. And this only ends up making that Misandra look even worse, and rightfully so.
I mean,
And
my thing is, I feel like
many
it's
there's
victim.
so many other shenanigans as well.
Wait, DC was saying something. What was it, DC?
the just to generalize it and make it everything seem okay. We don't condone this situation, like showing
At
minor
all.
N-
At
no,
all.
sex or
I don't
anything
want
like that,
anyone
any
trying to clip
inappropriate or
this
anything like that.
out of context.
We're just saying this person who we are claiming to be a victim, he said he wasn't a victim, so if he says he's not a victim, then I would say that he's not a victim.
Yeah,
That's just it.
yeah, he's also malicious then in this case. Yeah, they're both malicious in this case.
As for Ava Tyson,
Stop
yes,
messaging minors. Like,
yes,
Yeah.
it is.
If you figured out they're a minor, ban them immediately. Ban or block them immediately. That's actually what I do.
You shouldn't be talking to minors, and I wouldn't say it's like super soft. I would just say it's inappropriate. Yeah, that the behavior is very inappropriate. Like there is no excuse in it. If that person knew it was a minor, then that person should have stepped away and not message him like that. But it wasn't like a minor thing. Was it a group chat? I believe.
yeah, it was a group chat. So it was this person who was said to be a victim, who was saying they're not a victim. And then the other person who came out and exposed some more stuff about Kris Tyson. He's standing firm on Kris Tyson, was trying to groom and everything. And once again, I do not take anything away from him. I do believe he feels like that. I don't believe he's being malicious. I believe he actually feels like he was being groomed, and I would never take his trauma away from him because, like I said, I'm just a random dude on the internet with a mic. So that's how he feels. That's how he feels, and I can't say anything about it. I'm just saying, personally, looking at it, I believe it's a molehill, but I don't believe it's a mountain. So yeah, it is a problem, but it's not, this huge problem like an EDP situation where that dude was actually actively trying to meet children to have happy fun time. We did not see that with Kris Tyson yet. If anything comes out that shows that, I will come back on here with my half decent mic and I will blast Kris Tyson. No Diddy. So yeah.
This situation is like not an easy situation. It's because the only reason why it's not easy is because is it inappropriate? Yes, it's very inappropriate, and we will not condone anything about this. This is very highly inappropriate, and this should never happen. But if the person themselves said that they're not a victim, then the only way to say this is just take them at their word. And if the person said they're traumatized and all that stuff, then the person said it was traumatized. So you're saying that one person said that who's claiming he's a victim, he's not, but there's another person saying he was traumatized by it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily
Yeah.
traumatized, but that they feel like they were groomed and stuff. And because he said that, and I watched his video, I believe that that's what he feels, and I believe that Kris, Kris Tyson, now Ava Kris Tyson, was the reason why this young man feels like this way. So that's Ava's fault, 100%. That
I agree with
this
that.
young man feels like this. That's Kris Tyson's fault, 100%. And I would not, throw that out there like it was nothing. No, that was something.
Yeah, that was a huge something. And it got even. Yeah, and things are just making and things aren't just making no different with this whatsoever. Some people are also confused, just like us, and many others are having this scoffed off as some false transphobia allegations, and that's no good.
Yeah, see that's the other problem is I know a lot of people were talking on Twitter about this, and I don't go on Twitter, but I was looking at it just for this stuff, and yeah, you see a bunch of like, oh yeah, see, all trans coming for kids. I'm like, well, I mean, you have, and I'm not gonna talk about this man too much, but you had Dr. Disrespect sitting here doing whispers to minors on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I mean, Dr. Disrespect is a straight white male, so I mean, I don't know how people are using this situation by, oh look, trans are coming for the children. I mean, Dr. Disrespect is a straight white male and definitely was.
Yeah, and he actually confirmed that.
Yeah, that he was whispering to a minor, and that's the reason he got banned off of Twitch.
That's actually the reason he got banned over Twitch, and because there was some legal embargo, nothing came out until one person that was out of Twitch's support team leaked this. And after it came back to him, and he confirmed he was talking weird with minors. And that's when he exposed himself.
Yeah, it was weird because he was trying to like kind of kind of shrug it off. He's like, yeah, he's just whispers. I'm like, and I feel what he's saying with the whole, you're just whispering, but I mean, it's like, bro, why though?
Still,
why?
It's still
like this person,
especially if you're fully aware.
Same age as your child.
Come on,
this person was probably the same age as your child. Like, I mean, it's not like a 20-year-old, doing edgy jokes with a 15, 16, 17-year-old kind of thing. It's a 38, I think at the time he was, because now he's like 40, I think, something. He's like a 38-year-old man messaging a 14 or 15-year-old, and it's like that's quite a different situation. I know people want to say, "Oh, you're defending this person." I never defended Kris Tyson. I'm not defending Dr. Disrespect. I'm looking at both things. These are different kind of problems. But yeah, when people want to sit here,
yeah, he's not saying it's not a problem. It's just
it's a serious problem.
We're not saying it's not a problem. We're just trying to tackle this situation, case by case, instead of just be like both of these situations same, which both of them are. It's similar, but not really the same. It's weird that's why this situation is weird, because yes, we're not condoning their actions here. We're condemning both actions. It's just we need to tackle this a little different than from each other. That's just it. But we're condemning both, though. We still condemn them both. They condemn their actions, both.
Especially with any hard evidence that's been out, if at all.
Yeah. So yeah.
But still, fuck those guys. I can't believe they were.
All we have to.
I can't believe
say is this. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, I can't.
All we have to say is this: is the fact that stop texting minors.
Yeah. Don't text minors. Don't Discord minors. Don't whisper minors. I didn't even know that was a thing on Twitch. I'd be forgetting.
Yeah, that was a thing on Twitch until later.
Like just don't do any of that.
Yeah, ban or block them immediately if you find out they're a minor somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I was at a Smash tournament, and I gave this person I was playing, I forget their tag. They were a grown person, but like some people in their Discord turns out to be minors. It was like a Luigi kind of Discord for Luigi Tech, and one of them was following me on Discord and was talking to me. I was like, huh. And like one of the jokes they made just seemed like a very young person joke. And I'm not saying my age, but I'm not a kid. I'll just say that. And then I asked them their age. They told me they were 14, and I just blocked them immediately. But I told them first. I was like,
Yeah.
respectfully, I'm going to have to block you because at this point in my life, this was like 2 years back, I'm not talking to no child, and I blocked them. And yeah, it was just like that. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't like I was, and it wasn't anything I had to think about. I was just like, yeah, I'd rather not, like, I know I wasn't having no kind of, inappropriate conversation, but I just rather not have any kind of conversation with a minor. So I find out you're a minor, you're out. Block, kind of thing.
Yeah, I had to ban people for that too as well. Yeah, I had to
I mean, I banned people from the
people
Nice
too as well.
Podcast Discord. A couple people that came in, I was like I knew that because like I knew their little small YouTube channels. I was like, oh yeah, this is a YouTube channel of the niece of one of my friends. I know her age, so, and it's not adult, so block. And that's not me being mean. That's just,
yeah, it's not being.
I think that's the best way to go about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's common courtesy at this point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and that one was. Oh yeah, that one wasn't live. I did ban someone for it. I did ban someone for that live. That was during the Splatoon stream.
What are you saying, DC?
It's just I am starting to also get sick of tired how many people are coming out as I wouldn't say pedophiles for sure, but coming out talking to underage people is starting to become a little staggered. It's like it's a kind of a little bit much how many people are coming out.
It's because the social media age, people aren't aging like even with me, like I said, I'm not saying my age, I'm much older than well, I'm not older than Kris Tyson. Kris Tyson's older than me, but I'm older than a lot of people on the internet that we see. Like I'm old, like you'll see like these big YouTubers and stuff, and
yeah.
For example, like there's things I do that my parents didn't do at my age, partly because the internet does kind of stagnant growth, and then social media, it's so easy to get connected with everyone, so everyone does include adults and minors, and that's not saying, oh, you should go message minors, it's okay. No, you still as an adult have to make those educated decisions because you're the adult. But it is something where I say, yeah, the internet, it's just weird. The internet age is just so weird because I mean, I don't know. That's all I can say. It's weird, and some things that are acceptable back in the day aren't acceptable now. Like back when I was in high school, saying the homophobic slur, the F1, I said that like it was going out of style, and it wasn't anything that was a problem. Like, yeah, you shouldn't say it, but it wasn't really an issue. And now it's not something you say now, and that's not something I would say now. So that's why I look at that kind of stuff.
It's just I have just two issues with the internet now. One, the first issue is the amount of people that is just trying to cancel somebody is actually fucking staggering nowadays. Back in the day, people usually just really didn't care. But nowadays, it's just, if you got a successful channel, just get ready for people to try to go in your deep messages to be like, aha, he's not a good person. He's a fucking pedo. You can see right here, he talked to this kid saying, I hope you have a good day. He's a pedophile. it's just like, listen, pedophiles, I hate them. I hate them too, just the rest of you. Yeah, it's just the fact that people are just going through the lengths to just try to cancel one person.
Yeah.
Or try to cancel a certain person on the internet. It's starting to become a little much. Like,
yeah.
Calm it down a bit. Like, I
you have people
that,
wrongfully calling other people pedophiles for stuff that's not pedophilic at all. For random things like you checked at a show, or or you did some things that weren't weird at all, but and yet they still falsely call him pedophiles, especially for stuff that ain't pedophilic whatsoever.
Well, yeah, I mean, you see stuff like, for example, they're trying to cancel Mr. B, and they're trying to link stuff with Kris Tyson because both of them commission work from Shadbase. For those who know who Shadbase is, Shadbase is actually a pedophile.
Yeah,
but no one knew Shadbase was a pedophile at the time that he was being commissioned for the work that he was doing. I mean, a lot of people commissioning Shadbase. At one point, I was thinking about commissioning Shadbase, but Shadbase was too expensive. But Shadbase did do good art at that time. You know, later on, you know, you see Shadbase doing art of like lolicon art, which is illegal. And you find out Shadbase actually had a cheese pizza. That's what I'm call it. Yeah, you know, we're not down for cheese pizza. But
yeah,
no one knew that.
There's actually a difference between legit lolicon and legit cheese pizza. Legit cheese
Yeah.
pizza involves real life children. Lolicon does not. Lolicon is not real whatsoever. In fact, it's removed from age. It's actually a body type instead.
Yeah.
That's how come there's many Lily and Shulter related characters that are actually way older than they appear.
Yeah. So I mean that's but like I said, we didn't know
That's a
that
huge
was Shadbase
difference.
at first. Like for example, we're looking back at like 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, even 17. I think it was like wasn't it 2019? I think Shadbase was exposed or something like that. I don't know.
I'm just saying,
he did
but,
model some works after actual children, especially the time he dealt with Keemstar's daughter.
Which was sick.
Like, all you have to do is just be like, kid, no. Just don't talk to kids.
So
don't say anything to kids, or don't do anything unless it's your kid or it's your sibling.
Yeah.
Or it's like your niece or nephew or something.
Yeah, like you just
even then.
No inappropriate conversations. Let's stress that. Because I want to keep stressing that because I feel like someone's gonna try to clip this.
Yeah. Or try to edit this the wrong way. Some malicious bastards have done that before.
I just feel like now, people I feel like pedophiles, people becoming pedophile nowadays are not even becoming pedophile just to be a pedophile. They're being the pedophile because they want their name. You want the title of pedophile. You don't want to do the things pedophile want to do, which is weird. I know it sounds stupid. It sounds weird.
No, it's weird. Like I said, I feel like some of these people
or more like there's some people trying to pin innocents as pedophiles. And man, those times are actual pedophiles instead.
That is being used so much. I mean, there are cases where it is like, you know, Shadbase, EDP, but it's just like if people ever did collaboration with Shadbase or EDP, it's like, oh, automatically you are a pedophile. It's like, no, not necessarily. It's like, yeah, you commissioned art from a really good artist at the time who now turns out to be a deviant. You didn't know they were deviant at the time. So like, I don't feel like people should come at you and be like, oh, well, because you commissioned work from this person who turned out to be deviant later, it's like, well, yeah, hindsight's 20/20. I didn't know they were that at first. Now I do.
And next thing, and this is for all the people who like to share stuff on the internet, keep things to yourself. I feel like a lot of people's lives would be messed up if they just kept shit off the internet.
Yeah.
And if they do it, they don't tell anybody that they do it. They keep it off the internet. And I feel like a lot of people's lives would be much more better for it.
Yeah.
And if you ask me what I mean, it's like everyone don't need to know that you're a furry or even a
Sonic Fox. I'm sorry. Go keep going.
Everyone don't need to know what's your sexual preference or what
Sonic
you do
Fox,
in the background.
I'm sorry again. Keep going.
It's just saying, like, everyone doesn't need to know about your sexual preference or lilies or anything in the background or what you're doing. How's your day? But no, just keep shit to yourself. And when you're on stream, entertain people. It's like that thing where it's like, when you become a content creator or you become a social media presence, don't tell everybody what's going on about yourself, everything. Keep things private, but I think it's like out of your 100% life, you can share. It's good to share at least what, like 5%,
Yeah.
10%, but keep
Yeah,
the
just 5 to
90% secret.
10%.
Because you share none, and people try to, docs and everything just because that parasocial relationship. But like a 5%, 10% kind of pushing it, but maybe 10%. But yeah, 5%. Like for example, we're not even no kind of big time YouTubers, but I've shared a few things where people know certain things about me because like they know I play Super Smash Brothers. I used to compete. Don't have much love for the game anymore. I mean, I still play it. I don't have much love to compete in the game for anymore because the community has screwed over a lot of people I know personally on false allegations and has screwed over itself by literally destroying circuits because it was they got Twitter likes and the Smash community wants to forever stay broke, but that's a story for a different time that I
Yeah.
will go into at some point, but not on this episode.
I got you. They're toxic. There you go.
Yeah,
There
they
you
are
go. One word.
toxic.
They're toxic.
Yeah.
That's why I
So
hadn't dealt with Smash at all either.
I was there on the weird
Still been a
pedo.
while since I first touched that game.
Funny enough, Nicole, our next topic is actually a pedophile as well. Yeah, there was a lot of pedophiles pedophiles, air quotes, talk this whole season. Because now we're going to Cody Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put my 2 cents in for as a YouTuber and as a parent. For all the pedos out there, I don't give a flying fudge sickle what you did. I ain't going to give 2 fudge sickles about it because not my business. But from a parent's perspective, I got a little one. And when she gets older and she just so happen to mention anything pertaining to a pedo, just know I will catch a case in a heartbeat. And I will get to you first before her daddy will.
Yeah.
And as well as her great. No, I'm not finished. Let me finish.
Yeah,
I
and
will get to you.
if you mind, I have a pro tip. If you're gonna have your, if
Minnows, let the
I'm
mother
sorry.
speak.
I can continue. But
Oh,
yes, as a mom, I will be the one to catch the case if my little one just so happened to mention anything pertaining to a pedo or anyone that just so happened to lay a finger on her. Because if she ends up being with somebody else, and she come back to me missing even a strand of hair, just know I will catch a case in a heartbeat before her daddy and her grandparents get to you first, or anybody else that loves my child as much as I do. So, yeah. And any parent that is just like me, they will pretty much do the same for their child. So, from a parent perspective, if you want to be a pedo, I would advise do it at your own discretion because you're gonna end up catching the wrong parent with the wrong kid that you end up touching. Because you either going to end up in jail or you gonna end up somewhere where the police won't find you. Because you gonna be somewhere where they can't find you, and there's a good amount of us that seen how to get away with murder. So I would say tread carefully if you dare.
I mean, I
You
got
can
like
continue.
nieces and
that's
nephews. I got like nieces and nephews, and if anybody touches them, I'll be the first one to beat their ass, like cold blooded, cold bloodedly. But it's not
yeah. If
really
I
just the
had kids,
kids,
I'd
or
do
yeah,
the
just
same.
family. Yeah.
Also, another pro tip, and this would be of my kid if I had one. I would not have them deal with the internet until they're of age.
Yeah, see,
Un-
monitor your kids' internet. That's something else I've been noticing in these stories, and that's not saying that I agree with anyone who does anything crazy kids. I don't want anyone to try to clip that. I just don't know why these parents not monitor their kids.
yeah,
When I was a kid, my parents were definitely monitoring what I was posting or putting on the internet. Like, I mean, it was just, I was not just out there. I don't know, I guess on Twitter or whatever, they're on just I don't know. It's just weird. It's like I remember when I was on those Reddit forums and like those Reddit was it the Reddit the stuff subreddits where it was just the depressing stuff. My mom and dad caught me on that stuff and they got me off that stuff quick. Like parents. And that's not me trying to put down any parents. It's just the internet's it's a wonderful place, but it's also a terrible place.
Yeah.
Monitor your kids. I don't know. Just make sure they're ready for the internet.
Let me put something in perspective. There are good parents, like y'all saying, and there are bad parents, like y'all was saying. The good parents, they know better and pretty much have competence. The bad parents, something wrong with y'all and y'all need some sort of help. Because the ones that don't give a crap about their kids, and don't need kids. But ones that actually care, let me put it this way. We know what we want for our children. Which is why some of us are strict, but still want our kids to have a little bit of freedom to some sort of degree. But the parents that really don't care, kick rocks.
Yeah. Just to note, I was monitored until my late teens as well.
I'm gonna be honest. I was monitored up until I was like pretty much an adult. It's still being monitored. Like I'm not talking about 20s, but like 18, 19. So I don't know. It's just always been weird to me. I'm not saying be so strict that your kids are gonna rebel, but just don't just put a phone or a computer in front of your kid and just walk away like, well, they're busy for out of my hair for a little bit. I feel like stuff like this is bound to happen if you do that. Like it's just weird. Like how are you gonna allow your kid to just fly across the state or fly across the country or world or whatever you have to meet with some random adults? I don't know.
Yeah, see, unlike y'all, no, not to interrupt, Epic. Unlike y'all, I wasn't really monitored per se, because as the youngest of three, I never really went anywhere. My parents knew where I was, because if anything, if it wasn't pertaining to marching band or hanging out with friends that my parents actually liked that I hung around, then yeah, they pretty much knew where I was at. But if I ain't hanging out with friends or doing anything pertaining to marching band, I'm usually at home either playing video games, doing homework, or sleep for the most part. So yeah, my parents didn't really have to worry about me too much, opposed to my siblings. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. As a parent, you would know which child will be the trouble child, and just don't let social media raise your child.
Yeah.
And like I feel like most of these situations wouldn't even happen, honestly.
I'm just gonna say this: I don't have no child, but I can say this. I looked after my niece and nephews, and you want you have like your niece and nephews, and you want to give, you want your family to grow up well in the well environment. For for their kids, you expect them to be like, don't stick them in front of the screen all day, but it's weird because I don't, I'm not here to tell people how to parent. It's just, it's case by case. It's like, because, limiting screen time and not putting them in front of screens good, give them some good outside all that time. But, here and there, it's good to give them like a little screen time. I kind of like vet what they watch. It's pretty much just do the responsible thing about being a parent, just vetting on what they're watching, limiting the screen time, and be do your due diligence and make sure that your kid is getting it's getting like the most out of their time here. Like if they're using the internet, what are they watching? Where are you gonna show them? Are you gonna show them kids shows, or are you gonna show them like a movie or something? And then if you do, how long? And if they're not on the TV, then what are they gonna do? Are they gonna go outside, or are they gonna stay in? Like kids are people too. They need stuff to entertain them, or they're going to get bored. And when people are bored, that's where the devil's playground is. When people are bored, they do stupid stuff in order to entertain them. So it's pretty much what I'm trying to chalk it down to this. It's all about entertainment, just vetting entertainment and making sure they get the right things in. It's fine. And learning how to making sure that their entertainment is manageable and safe is a parent thing to do. And that's it.
Let me give y'all an example to piggyback off what DC just said. Let me give you an example. My little one, she's under the age of 2, and she can work a tablet and at least 3 different cell phones and like two flat screens. And she's under the age of 2. She is a smart baby, and if she is capable of at least taking my phone and her daddy's phone and going to our emergency contacts. And on her tablet, she can work that thing like it's nothing. But the thing is, she's on her tablet on and off maybe a couple of hours or so a day. But the only thing she's normally watching on there more than anything is Dora the Explorer.
That's
And
classic.
the only thing that she can get on there is only if she can get it with my permission. So her tablet is set to where she can only get permission from me or her daddy, although it's most likely my Amazon account that's on there. But besides the point, the only way she can get anything on her tablet, well, when she gets older, is if she asks. That's it. So you have a little one and you already got a tablet for them. Make sure you have parental control set on there if you don't already. Because if anything, they will buy anything off of there if you have your credit card on there. And you're going to start questioning why you have a whole buttload of charges on your card. No reason until you actually look on the tablet. Because I have a 4-digit code on her tablet to where the only way she can actually get anything is if she gives me her tablet when she's older and I put in the code and authorize the payment.
Good.
Oh, yeah. Because one of her granddaddies got her the tablet, just to have a little something for her to play on. So that she's not on my phone accidentally trying to go through my emergency contact and randomly call people. Because I swear she's called both of my parents, one of my aunts, and of course one of my uncles that my dad actually used to work with for a long time. So
Yeah. Yeah, most
Is that correct?
most smart devices have parental control, so definitely use them. Definitely learn them and use them as much as you can.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Good that we have an actual parent on here, so we get that perspective, which is why I'm really glad Nicole is here for this, because like I said, with these kind of topics, it's really good to have a parent, because I could be missing some stuff because I'm not a parent. I am a uncle. I'm also a great uncle. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also an uncle.
So yeah.
Get in line.
I have a great niece and actually I have 2 great nieces. A great niece from my oldest nephew and from my next oldest nephew. So yeah, he just had a baby girl, him and his girlfriend. So make me a great uncle again. So that's also always good. But I am not a father. So there might be some things I miss because I'm not an actual parent. Yeah. So.
Understood. Oh yeah, and the parental controls thing isn't just limited to smart items. They've been there for most technology.
It's on TVs. It's been a thing since. Once again, I'm not saying my age, but back since I was a kid, back in the olden times when we were fighting dinosaurs and stuff. It was a thing a long time ago. I promise you. We use those controls.
Yeah.
They're there. They're there. You use them.
Back to the point. The whole thing chalked up is stop talking to kids. Just stick to your own friend groups. Stick to like adults and your own age. Or it's not hard. Just ask. It costs nothing to ask. And if they don't want to give you a straight answer, then they probably
no.
wasn't. Yeah, that's probably a no. Yeah, probably wasn't appropriate in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm at this con. I met this girl. I'm gonna ask how old she is. How old are you? I'm 17. Okay, I'm gonna go the other way because she's underage.
Wait,
How
did you
old are
say she was 17? DC? You mean like
Oh, no.
Tana Mongeau?
No. I'm posting an
Cody
example.
Cole?
Like, I'm posting an example. Like if you go to a con,
No, that
Yeah,
was
that
a
actually-
segue into that topic.
That allegedly happened. Mongeau claimed
let
she
me
was
finish.
17 then.
Yeah,
Let
Tana
me finish
Mongeau,
up.
also known as Tana Mojo. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I'm gonna say Mongeau. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, guys. I have never heard her say her name, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I don't watch her content. I think she's a beauty guru YouTuber
Yeah.
/ drama like T channel. So I don't watch that content. Sorry, like it's just not my cup of tea.
However, her image is
and
also
she don't
super. Her image is also super checkered already, and she already has severely lied on people before. So that's why
Yeah.
there's not much weight here as opposed to other things.
But I will
However-
say this: if this is true, because was Gabby Hanna did kind of confirm this years back, where she said she met a guy and she didn't say her name. She's like, she saw he was flirting with this young girl, and then she pulled him aside and told him, she might not look it, but she's 17, so you might want to look out. And then the guy turned out to be Cody Cole, and he thanked her for that. And then he ended up sleeping with the girl anyway, and the girl apparently was Tana Mongeau, or Mojo. Well, I say Mongeau. If he has not spoken this allegation, people say, well, then that's damning evidence because that means he did it. No, that means he got a lawyer and they told him not to speak on it until they got enough evidence. More than likely, like, I hate it when people feel like you should speak on something just because there's an allegation out there. That's actually the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, that's worse.
Is go on social media and speak on it.
Yeah, most of the time in legal cases, the lawyer just tells them to shut up about it until everything's set in stone. That was why Cody Cole kept things under wraps until here.
Yeah, and even this statement, he's just saying that he will not be no longer over the one of the podcast, the channels that he and two other people I think were over. So another person will be running it, and he will not be part of it. So he's probably doing some stuff in the background. Like I said, Tana Mongeau has went on this like podcast tour. She's been on different podcasts talking about how she. So let me see. So Cody Cole is 33 years old
right now.
So he was 27. No, he's 25 then. Sorry, he's 25 then. And I think Tana is 26 now.
Yeah.
So quite a bit of time ago. Weird that it's being brought up now. Not saying it didn't happen. It's just kind of weird that what it was is this like. This was like 9 years later, if I did my math right. That's okay. Weird that you bring it up now. And not saying it didn't happen because, like I said, years ago, Gabby Hanna alluded to something like this. She didn't say any names, so.
This type of thing is supposed to be reported right then and there, not years later.
I got a question.
Yo.
So, if all of these allegations, supposedly, quote unquote, are like years ago and nobody decided to say a word then, why are you saying now when you could have said something then when it happened?
See, that's my question too. I don't actually have an answer. I actually asked DC the same question earlier, and once no one has an answer, it's just weird that we got 9-10 years later kind of stuff where
Yeah.
people come out and that's not saying it didn't happen. It's just weird that you
Yeah, and
waited
most
this
people
long.
think it'll be false. Most people at the
Especially if you
panel
have
think it'll be
character
false.
cast like Tana, and that's not saying Tana can't be believed now, because this if something like this did happen, I don't want to be the ones trying to say it didn't. I mean, I don't know either way. I don't know Cody Ko. I don't know Tana. I don't know them personally. I don't watch any of their content. Neither of their content appeals to me. So I know about both these people as far as their names. I know nothing else about them. But
Anna do not
Yeah, I
look
don't know much
attractive
about neither
nowadays.
of them
Probably
either.
back then she was probably attractive, but nowadays she don't. But my 2 cents is this: sleeping with somebody underage was wrong, and Kodako was wrong because
And
he
he was
knew about
aware.
it, and he still
Yeah.
He was
went
aware, so he's
for it.
definitely in the
So
wrong here.
Yeah, if this did happen, because this
Yeah,
is
that
alleged.
once
I want
again,
to
if this
alleged,
did happen,
because I don't want Cody Cole's people trying to sue me.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Once
This is
again,
allegedly.
once again,
Allegedly,
if this
even
happened
though we
and
got-
wherever he was, the
hang
EOC's at
on,
18.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
If this happened, allegedly, because I gotta take my butt too. But if this happened and you knew about it, he still went with everything, yeah, of course I will have to say that, he's at fault for it. He's like, that's pedophilic behavior. He's at fault for it. At the exact same time, I'm also condemning the girl with Lieutenant Mojo too, because it's, it takes two to tango, and she still went, she still slept with him too. So she's at fault. She's at fault too.
Yeah.
I am also, if she was a victim and he raped her, that's one thing. But if she still went along with it and, consented to it at that age, then she's also at fault too. So I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm a person who'd be
I'll
like,
say
Same
this,
here.
If this did allegedly happen, she was 17, he was 25, so that is statutory, and I put the onus on him. Like, there is a little onus, I guess you say, on her, but I put most onus on him, and that was a crime. We can't charge him with a crime because the statute of limitation only goes up to 7 years, and it's been 9 going on 10 now. But if he did do what's alleged he did, he's terrible, and he does deserve to, have his career be hurt by this. But I don't know if this really happened. It's all alleged. People feel like him not speaking is the needle in the coffin. No, he's probably talking to his lawyers, and they advise him not to speak, because that's the worst thing you could do is speak, especially on social.
Yeah.
Sorry, hiccups.
and
Especially on social media.
let me make this clear. Again, we are condoning this action. We are not agreeing with what he did. I'm not agreeing with him sleeping with Tanimoto at the age she is. That's pedophilic behavior. I'm just saying that he's in the wrong and she was in the wrong at that time too. So I'm going to put fault at both.
Yeah, and I'm condemning them both there as well for the same reason. And also,
it's just I'm also putting more fault
Yeah.
on Cody. I'm putting more fault on Cody Cole because he's the adult of the situation. He should have known not to do it. Yes.
So if you allegedly do this, I am condemning that. People condemning. I am not.
Yeah, I'm also condemning.
Like, none of these people have I covered, and I've been agreeing with anything about them. I am condemning whatever happens. If something happened, or if something allegedly happened, whatever was allegedly happened, I do condemn it. I just also want to make sure that I want to make sure everything's put out there. It's weird that I don't know. I hate to put it this way. I do. I hate to put it this way.
I understand. It's like it's like you want to say this. He's in the wrong. He's a pedophile. Well, allegedly. If he did it, he's in the wrong, and he's a pedophile behavior. Also, Tana Mojo, the fact that she still went and slept with him and she consented to that is also not a good act either.
Yeah, she's also fully in the wrong.
Weird that 9 years later,
and
because I mean,
what's make it even worse on her was that she waited years later instead of reporting right then and there, which these types of things are supposed to report then and there.
Yeah, because I mean,
Tana
is
time,
late 20s now, so it's like, and this happened when she was 17, so it's like, it's so. See, this is the problem when people wait so long. Is it becomes kind of muddy and it's hard to. Well, for one, this can never go to court because she's already posted stuff on the internet and stuff. So there would not be able to be a non-biased court case. Anyway, plus there wouldn't be a court case because it's past the statute of limitation.
Then
But
at the exact same time, allegedly, because I don't know for so far, Hannah Moser is not saying she was a victim. All this started because they said a joke, and then she just replied with Cody Co. She's not saying she's
they're
a
asking
victim. She's
who
not
was the
saying she's
smallest,
innocent.
smallest,
Yeah.
genitalia she's been with, and then she said Cody Co, and then she went on to how she was 17, he was 25. Allegedly, and people get mad. I keep saying allegedly, but I gotta come from my base.
Yeah,
But
this could still be a
allegedly
false
too.
claim too. Remember, this
Yes,
could still
and
be a
again-
false claim too.
Yeah, and again, it's still wrong because she's underage, and that's pedophile. That's that's a pedophilic behavior, not pedophilia, but that's pedophilia right there, and we condemn that. We're just
We do.
saying
Yeah,
that allegedly, if he did that, he's a pedophile and he should deserve all the shit that he's getting. But we also saying that Hannah Moser should also be at fault for consenting to that because consenting to that as well. Like she's
Yeah.
at fault too. Like it takes two to tango for all these stuff, and
and she should get the exact same accountability then.
Well, not the same as that
accountability.
because she was a kid, but like she will get some accountability. And once again, it's just really hard because the fact is Tana is known to be Tana, and that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about that. I'm
Yeah,
not
she's
gonna
already
sit here and
had.
try-
Once
try
again,
to
she's already
discredit
had.
her as a victim, because if she is a victim, like she's alleging, then Cody Co has whatever is coming to him. But like it's really hard when Tana is known for sensationalizing and dramatizing and stuff. And like, I mean, I don't know.
You know what
It's
also
just-
make this hard? You know what also make this hard? It makes it hard because she's 17. She's 17. And people are going to be like, well, yeah, she's still a kid. But yeah, when you're at the age of 17 before you hit 18, you should have at least a little common sense of who to talk to and who to not. So it's kind of her
Yeah.
fault too. Like that's the reason I said she kind of shares some of the accountability because
Some of, not
she
most
does.
of it.
No, not most of it. I would leave Cody Co's most of it.
Yeah, I would
He
never
knew
say
it.
most of it, especially because you're a child. Most of it would go to Cody Co if this did allegedly happen. Like, I mean, I'd say good 95% go to Cody Co, maybe 5% Tana. Because, I mean, if this did allegedly happen, he was 25 years old. And he was told, allegedly, by Gabby Hanna that, oh, the girl you're talking to is a minor. He's like, oh, word? Thanks for telling me. And it's like, hey, bang, bang, boogie time. So, I mean, if this allegedly happened, then that's on him.
Again,
same here.
Again, we condemn all pedophiles, and again, we're not allegedly. The situation right here is bad at all fronts because one, he knew about it. He knew about it. He was hooked over there anyway, and that's pretty much pedophilia.
Yeah.
And we're not saying that she should get away scot-free. We're saying that she should also share some of the blame because at the age she was at, she should have known that was wrong. But at the exact same time, she was starstruck. So that's why we say Cody Co share most of the blame on this one, but she shares some because in sex, if she consented to it, then kind of, and because I don't want to say like it's not pedophilia because she's a kid. Yeah, she's a kid because she's 17. But at the age of 17, going into 18, she should already know, at least have a general knowledge of this is wrong and this is right. But it's still pedophilia. It's still wrong. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna end on. It's wrong. It's wrong. I'm not condemning this. It's wrong. If Cody Co is allegedly found guilty of this, then he's a pedophile. Get on him. So that's where I'm gonna leave because I don't want to get in trouble.
It's almost hard to talk about these kind of topics because you just
it's a super
because
iffy.
there's no right
rare
position to take.
Yeah, there's literally no right position to take.
Like
Yeah,
my
it's
position will always
absolutely
be,
you have to
you're
treat
told,
absolutely
don't
everyone
be
as a scumbag there.
message minors. Definitely don't sleep with minors. So if this allegedly happens, terrible. It's just also I'll say this, and I know people are like, oh, the reason why they don't come forward is because these cases aren't taken seriously. Well, these cases aren't taken seriously because you wait so long a lot of times.
Yeah.
Go right away. Like this kind of stuff happened. And I know Tana says she doesn't look at herself as a victim. She's like this just because she compartmentalizes all the bad stuff happened to her, because she has had a lot of bad stuff happen to her in life, which has led to where she's at now. I mean, and a lot of that stuff was stuff that she couldn't control. I've seen different things about what's been said that's happened in her life, and so
Yeah.
I can understand that this probably wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing. She's been through worse, that she said, but I don't know. It's just weird. It's like if you don't feel victimized over this, what's the point of sharing the story? I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Is if this allegedly did happen, then Cody Cole, pedophile. But yeah, so if not, then whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, then. Same if this allegedly did happen, then he deserves everything he gets. And she also deserves everything she gets because, yeah. Once again, as DC said, she should have also known better, but he was more in the wrong in that case.
And also, it's not an easy talking to talk
Yeah,
about this
still,
because
it's not
like,
that easy. It's super iffy no matter what.
it's because the fact that how all this came out as if like she was making fun of him. It didn't come out as she was a victim, but now everybody's trying to make it to be like she's a victim, which if this is proven true, she would be a victim, but she's not saying that she's a victim. So in a weird sense, it almost seems like she's consenting to it. That's why it's kind of complexing, because if she would have been like, yeah, as the drama field she is, she would have already came forward and said something about this, but she didn't say anything until now. And now it's coming out, everybody like, oh, she's a victim and everything, but she's not even claiming that.
Yeah.
She's just claiming the fact that, she has some bad dick, if you don't want to get graphic.
Yeah.
But
and once again,
we're saying this is wrong. This is wrong.
Yeah, and once again, this is years later. This is years later after the fact, in the sort of thing that where it's supposed to be reported then and there.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Once again,
so
allegedly.
That's my biggest thing is I was like, if you're a grown man or woman, don't message and definitely don't sleep with them. Definitely don't sleep with them, especially once you find out they're minors. That's my advice to everyone. I feel like I shouldn't have to give that, but there you go.
Again, I don't know why so many people are messing with underage people. Leave the kids alone. It's simple. If you're at a con, like I said earlier, if you're at a con and you're talking to this girl and you don't know her age, but if you're talking to her, you have a good chat. It's not a bad thing to pop the question of, hey, how old you are. That should be the first thing you should ask. Hey, how old are you, ma'am? Oh, I'm 16. That means you walk away. You can say,
if you are
like
above,
costume, you can say,
18,
hey, nice costume, and then walk away.
If you're like 17, 18 is whatever.
Yes. Now, if they're over the age of 21 and you still want to chat it up there, then fine. She's legal of age, chat it up with her. But if she's like under the age of 18, that
there's no conversation to be had.
Yeah, back away. He's a kid, though. Back away.
Yeah, so I feel like that should be simple. You shouldn't need random people on the internet to tell you that. But here we are. We're telling you that. Hopefully someone who needs to find this finds it's like, it's so clear now. Yes, it is clear. Don't talk to minors.
It's the weirdest thing, too? The people that's getting caught for having minors are the ones with the hottest girlfriends. I don't even understand. Like, they would have, like, a beautiful girlfriend, or they have like a beautiful significant other that are dedicated to that person, but they mess it up because they're talking to somebody underage. That is weird to me.
Yeah, this actually happened with Dr. Disrespect once again. Yeah,
That's the thing. He was appropriately texting him. Like, that's the thing. I don't want to say anything about Dr. Disrespect. I'm gonna just say it. He cheated on his wife, and he has a full blown wife, and he cheated on her.
He has a full blown wife and a child, and
And
cheated
a
on his
child.
wife, and was whispering with whispering to a minor on Twitch, with the Twitch whisper thing, and I'm just like, and he was saying that he was just doing that sort of as a friendly thing, just talking. I'm like, well, if you know that they were like 16, and you know you're like 38, going on 40, what were you talking about? What was this conversation? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't need a friend that's a minor.
We don't know the whispers. He just said he talks with an inappropriate girl. Inappropriate.
The
we don't.
the whispers weren't like
We don't actually
correct.
know what it was. What was, because I don't think Twitch saved those, or they haven't saved. They didn't release those. But we just know that he did whisper. He said it wasn't as bad as that Twitch employee trying to
Yeah, he did confirm the whispers.
Seem, but he did confirm that he did whisper, and he was like, I guess he was like kind of doing like a sort of friendly jabs. And he does admit that he didn't know what the person was a minor. So I think he admitted that, but he's just like, what friendly? I don't know what conversation you were having with a minor. But that's neither here nor there. That's something he'll explain when he comes back, because he tweeted about something, people playing checkers, him playing chess. That thing, I don't know. We'll see.
And the whole situation in itself is messy because one, it just proves that Twitch, Twitch did let him go and all that stuff, but that's just pedophilic behavior, and it's weird because YouTube kept him, Twitch, the platform or whatever you want to call it, because he was talking with an underage minor, but they didn't want to say, so it's like, oh, that means Twitch is hiding Peter. Like, that's the whole Twitch and him situation is like messy in its own way. So, yeah, it's like, what do you say? Like, yeah, the platform because we hiding because he was talking to a little girl, so he might be a pedo. Yes, but why didn't you tell the public he was a pedo? Because we didn't want to come out with it because he's our money maker and who's doing. And even still, I don't even think they outed him because he's a pedo. I think they outed him because they didn't want him to be there because maybe they have to pay more money. I'm speculating at this point. Like, maybe they didn't want to pay him the how much money they was paying Ninja, and Twitch streamers and YouTube streamers were trying to cut that bag, and they was trying to get like a lot of money, and Twitch didn't want to cut that check with Dr. Disrespect. I'm just saying, like, I feel like they didn't want to give him a chance because it's not just that, it's the whole, they didn't want to give him a whole bunch of money. That's it. Why he was requesting it.
Yeah, and that's at the moment that would be at the moment they saw the whispers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfectly
I feel
understandable.
like they didn't want to give him that money, and when they saw the whispers, they was like, "Yeah, we gotta."
Yeah, now we need to get rid of him.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what.
Yeah, we did give him the benefit of the doubt at the time, but after he confirmed him, yeah, he had to go. No damn thank you.
Again, we'll end off with this whole saga and this whole topic with one simple quote. Don't talk to minors. Don't talk to kids. If they're family related, even still with family, you can talk to them and everything, but, keep it at a certain distance. Don't be that weird uncle or weird dad or weird anything, just, I don't know how to say this. Just be normal in a chance. Like, keep those inappropriate things away from children. It's not hard. It's weird if those thoughts comes up, but it's not hard to keep the weird stuff away from children. Just don't talk to minors. Don't talk to children. If it's yours, then in their family, just treat them like family.
Yeah.
Yes, and do not sleep with them either. I don't know why this is hard.
I don't know why you need random people on the internet to tell you that. But there you go. Maybe that'll help you. I'm always so confused. But yeah. So the last we're gonna talk about, and then this will be the end of our little thing.
Hang on,
be.
Nicole San Diego was about to say something.
Oh, Nicole.
Okay.
Yeah, so for the whole Hannah, Cody, Gabby thing, whatever. Yeah. So if he was 20 something and she was like 17 or whatever, whether he did it or not, allegedly, my only question at the time is did she consent to it or not? Now, did Gabby hook it up? I don't know. Because with this whole situation, I didn't hear about it until now.
I mean, the
Well,
problem is Tana, so we never know because it's a 50-50 with what she says. I mean, that's not me being mean to her. I never know what Tana's talking about. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, and
yeah,
once again, this is the type of thing that's supposed to be reported that same day, that same year, and she belts us out too long later.
anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah. So with this whole situation, allegedly, quote unquote, one, she should have said something back then if she did not consent to the whole thing. Two, if she consented, that's a different story. Um, and even then, if she didn't consent, she should not have waited this long to actually say something because he could have been in jail by now for what he did back then instead of just waiting now to have a court case. Because YouTuber I would give an example of is James Charles. He is a MUA artist, for those of you that do not know, and he's had multiple allegations against him for messaging quote unquote minors allegedly, and of course, constantly making apology videos for every single person he allegedly talked to that was allegedly underage. And every single last one of them that allegedly said that he was talking to them, were they talking to him first? Was he talking to them first? It's more like he said, she said at this point. So,
Yep.
again, like they have been saying, if you're a pedo, leave those that are under 18 alone. Because sooner or later, somebody gonna say something. Now, if you the one that's waiting a certain amount of years to actually say something, something is wrong with you because you should not have been waiting a certain amount of years to actually say something. Because it's going to be a 50-50 chance that somebody will believe you and or not believe you. That all depends on what you say, if you got witnesses, and what the person you're trying to go to court for say. Because, like I said, it's a he said, she said, they said at this point. Now, like I was saying with the whole James Charles situations that he's been allegedly in, he's had multiple situations against him. So with this situation you guys were mentioning, sounds just like the situations he was in allegedly. Now, if he actually did it, y'all will have to wait and see what they say in court. If there's actually a court date for it.
There will never be a court date because no one ever takes stuff to court. They just take it to Twitter.
Yeah, most of the time he'll take it to Twitter, and he's kept mum about it because he's already talked to lawyers, and most of the time, most lawyers will say, yeah, in cases like this, it's best you don't say anything, especially not on social media. That's gonna go against you.
But the biggest
The only thing you
problem
should say
is,
this is in court, but still.
but no, the biggest problem is even if you do take this to court and you're found not guilty, the court of public opinions already spoke on whether you're guilty or not. So then that's where your career goes. I mean, it's just there's not much to do when the court of public opinion gives you their verdict.
Yeah. Yeah, and
It is
that's
what
the
it
most
is.
fucked up thing about it.
Yeah.
That was actually going to be the next thing I was going to say. Now, if she was actually taking it to social media, what her tiny little brain that she probably has, that she cannot probably comprehend, is that anything you post on social media that you're saying about someone that allegedly did something to you, they can use that as evidence in court if they just so happen to have to go to court. Because his lawyers can have him take screenshots of it, have it sent to his lawyer that he's talking to, and have that as evidence, and he can use it against her. So, if anyone was her, we would not recommend her posting a thing about it on social media if he did actually do it. Because she's just gonna make herself look stupid at this point.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
These people are
I
coming
think
out
it's,
to be pedophiles, and these people got children, so the bullying is gonna be real when they go to school.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I said, just the pro tip is what DC said is just don't talk to minors. Whether it's a friendly conversation where you're just talking about video games or something, just don't talk to them at all. I don't care if you're talking to them about the new Metro game coming out. Just don't talk to them at all. Just don't talk to them at all.
Stay away from the kids. Stay away.
Like good or bad, just stay away.
Yeah.
And that's gonna keep you safe most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. Last topic.
The only
Sorta
time
kind
you
of-
talk to a minor if you're a teacher, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, and even then.
Even
had
then, you
too
just
many-
talk about the class.
We had too many instances where the teachers were actual pedophiles, and a lot of time they end up being unchecked, especially, and this is especially a hard bias here, because they've been doing that with female teachers. However, in case of male teachers, even when they did record themselves and said that whatever the alleged actually didn't happen, even then the male teacher is still punished severely. However, there's been too many cases where female teachers were legit caught being pedophiles and somehow did not get the full punishment that they should have. And that's just wrong.
Well, that's more an American court
No,
systems.
some
Oh,
of
I
them go to
can't do
jail.
anything with that.
Some go to
Actually,
jail, some don't.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
hey, not to interrupt y'all, because I was just thinking about it. Y'all just reminded me about a situation that happened with a teacher I had back in middle school. Because me and my brother and one of his friends actually remembered him because he was our Spanish teacher. I'm not going to reveal his name, but he was that Spanish teacher that quote unquote ended up being a pedo allegedly to a few students in middle school that he had. And I don't know if he's still in jail now, but he was rotting in jail for opposed, allegedly, quote unquote, SAing a few students he had, and he's in jail. I don't know if he's already out. It had to, do the whole pedo thing for his name for a neighborhood or whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but I don't know if he
Yeah,
had to do all.
register.
Yeah, that.
Oh yeah, they
I don't know
have
if
to
he had-
register as well.
Yeah, the registered sex offender.
Yeah.
I don't know. These topics never get better. Luckily, our last topic it sort of goes off that, but sort of not. It's Moist Critical versus Sneeko.
Yeah.
This was interesting. So I'll give you some backstory on it. Basically, Moist Critical and Sneeko have always been feuding. They had another little feud where Moist Critical streamed it. Sort of Sneeko, where Moist Critical is asking Sneeko about age of consent, what's considered adult, and Sneeko saying in certain cultures, adult is considered different ages, whatever, whenever the menstrual cycle comes on for the female or puberty comes on for the male, whatever kind of thing. And like more critical is like, so do you think that a 20-year-old could be with a 14-year-old or something like that? And Sneeko said if that's the culture or something like that, some kind of crazy stuff. Sneeko, of course, is also always a contrarian. He doesn't. I don't think he believes half the stuff he says. He just says it because it's shocking. But something interesting that happened that a lot of people weren't talking about, well, some people were, but some people kind of just shrugged it off, was when Sneeko asked Charlie, would it be okay if a little boy at, was it like 12 years old, decided that they wanted to be female, could they just, cut their gonads off and start taking hormones? And then more critical, Charlie's answer to that was, if they and their parents consent, then yes. And that, I'm gonna be happy to say this, that was not the right answer. More critical, that is no.
That was
And more
completely
critical's reasoning for that was he didn't think Sneeko was being literal. He thought he was being hyperbolic. I'm like, no, you didn't. You know Sneeko.
Yeah.
You know that he was being literal when he asked that question. You looked on the internet and saw some people were, dragging you for what your answer was. So you decided to try to cover your bases. No, both of y'all had terrible takes on that. Little debate y'all
both
had.
were terrible. Neither can
Sneeko
consent
with
in that
the whole,
case.
you can be 12 to 13 with a 20-plus-year-old just because you got your menstrual cycle early or because you hit puberty early. No, that's not a take that I ever agree with. And then Charlie's take about if you want to cut your gonads off and take hormones, the pills, reduce your testosterone levels and add estrogen to your body at an early age, that is not something you should do either. I mean, there's a reason why they wait till you're 18 plus before they do that surgery.
Or any type of surgery like that.
Any kind of surgery like that. So both had terrible takes. Sneeko always has terrible takes. More is critical. Expecting more from him on that one. And it's weird that he didn't even address it. He kind of just swept it under that he thought Sneeko was being hyperbolic. Because the surgery can't even be done at 18. Like, yes, but also you can't marry a 14-year-old in the States, at least, at 20 plus years old. So
all our legal terminology in the States, by the way.
Yeah, but both of the scenarios these guys are bringing up can't happen.
He made a video to address what he said. So I saw that video. So
yeah,
and I agree with the what he said in the video. And I'm not talking about with him versus Sneeko. I'm talking about his updated one. I think it's called Penguin Zero with that Charlie.
Oh yeah, Charlie did update on this, and he actually took the L. He actually took the L there.
Listen. I'm gonna just say this: if a trans kid, Charlie, what he said was not good. It's not a good take.
And I like more critical. I like Penguin Zero. Like I like Charlie. And I'm not even gonna sit here and try to act like I'm trying to put him down. It's just that was not a good take.
Yeah, it wasn't a good take at all.
I've had bad takes. I mean that was a horrendous take, and I mean we gotta call a spade a spade.
Yeah, this is way worse a take than any of us would have. The podcast or anywhere else.
That's what he said was not a good take. It was not a good take at all. His updated take is much more better. But here's my take on it. As for a kid going through trans surgery, no, not at all. I feel like a kid needs to read, and that's why I said I like his second take better. He said a kid needs to read up on it, needs to get used to the idea, and when he gets up legal age, if he still wants to perform it, he can. Which I would say, yeah, that's a more appropriate take. I don't think a kid, a boy who wants to transition to a girl, should never go underneath the knife. I feel like a boy who thinks about being a girl, I would, have the boy read up on it, think about the transition over time, and chat back later. Because our kids are impressionable. Things don't usually stick. They might think about it once and then never again. see, transitioning is a big deal. We try to transition to the other.
Yeah, it works the same with little girls transitioning to men. They're taking those pills that are upping their testosterone and killing their estrogen count, and they're getting their kind of sealed up and getting a fake gonad. Both of those are no,
thank you. That sort of thing. It's strictly it's strictly 18 plus there. No, thank you.
In the States,
and
I don't
in the
know
States, in this case, we don't know anywhere else. But
States.
Once again, all our legal terminologies are in the States here. Also, this should never be forced upon any kid by a parent whatsoever. Yeah, and this especially goes for all surgeries like that, religious or otherwise. We've had the same deal here with it. We had the same deal here with circumcision. We had the same deal here with any other alterations. In the case of children, no damn thank you. They have to wait until they're of age there.
No, Sneako's take is terrible.
Yeah, his takes are
always terrible.
Yeah, Sneako's stuff is always terrible.
Just because someone's going through puberty or their menstrual cycle or whatever, that they're good to be. He's like, as long as the parents and them are good with it, I don't care. If the parents are trying to give away their 12-year-old daughter or son to a grown man or woman that's like 20 plus years old, to marry and have children with, that is a sick thing. That is sick.
And that's also regardless of religion. That's completely sick.
That is, I would also agree that I would consider that as ethical. I would consider that as revolting. Yeah. It's sick. It's sick. Like, dog, we don't need to tell you why having an adult going with an underage woman is terrible. This is not the 1918, 17, 16. This is not back in the day. It's ethically not good.
Yeah.
For a whole bunch of reasons.
And I got to stress, this is the States.
Yeah.
The States.
Once again, all the terminology involves the United States.
To try to bring up some random country I never heard of, and see here, you can. I don't care. Like, that's their culture.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the United States of America. This is the only terminology I know. That, and I know some of the UK, but I know the United States of America. So this is what I'm talking about with this specifically.
Yeah.
Both of these topics.
Yeah, and all the topics before as well.
You want a section where we can cut this out, because I could talk about something real quick if we want to have a section where we can cut something out. It'll be quick.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Cut this. I would say cut this out, but this. The only reason why adults back in the day dated children or 13-year-old or 14-year-olds because the life expectancy wasn't high. And the life expectancy wasn't really high. I'm talking about Buck Fur back in the day, long before back in the day.
Yeah, back when they had those factories and stuff that were producing all that pollution and stuff. You were dying.
Health-related stuff
an old
was
person by 25 and stuff, so
yeah.
You didn't see a whole bunch of
stuff was also a factor. If you got severely injured, that was it.
Yeah, you didn't see a bunch of blue collar workers living to be 40, 50. So by 20 they already were married and had 16 kids or something like that. Some crazy stuff like that. So yeah, that's not something we had to cut out. I mean, that's American history. That was what happened back then, and that's why this was a thing. I feel like that's where Sneako's topic was going to.
Yeah.
He was talking about how culturally there's different cultures, and he was kind of right about that. But also, no, it's Sneako. What you're saying is false. What Morse Critical said that countered it when Sneako asked him a question. Listen, this was terrible, and I know Morse Critical says he's not good with debates. Do not send someone on debate. Do not start a debate with someone if you know you're not good at debates. Like
Yeah.
he did not know that Sneeko wanted to debate him. He thought he was going to be talking about this. I'm like, when have you and Sneeko ever just sat down and talked? Y'all never have. You didn't believe that. You just said a terrible take, and you got blasted for it. So you decided to walk back that take,
Rightfully so.
which is fine. But just admit it.
Yeah, thinking he actually did admit that was an L take in his response, though.
Yeah, he did, but like he did sort of like look. He did say that he didn't know it was debate, and he did not walk that back. I was like, no, you knew it was debate.
You knew.
You just had a bad take.
This is just bad takes all around. Just two clowns fighting, and y'all both lost.
Yeah, it wasn't. This wasn't like where I'm like, this is a circus. No, this was Clown World. Absolutely, like the whole world was clown.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just, and sometimes that'll happen. Yeah, but luckily that is the last of the topics. All these topics were just so bad.
Yeah.
But they were good topics to talk about. They were just so bad.
Yeah, they were rough enough and important enough to be addressed there first.
Yeah. And I was thinking about maybe trying to add another lighthearted into this, but I was like, no, I didn't want another good topic to be mixed in with the shuffle of all this grimy stuff. So
yeah.
So I wanted this to just be purely the grimy stuff. And the next time we come back, that's when we get all the other stuff that's happening, gaming news, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so this was L take Charlie. He knows L take. Sneeko is a walking L, so I mean, I don't think he has any good takes.
L's all around.
So yeah, all in all, apparently Charlie's gonna be taking a hiatus from the official podcast and the other podcast he's part of. So that's fine. You know, I wasn't really watching those podcasts because I have a specific set of podcasts I watch, and I don't really go off of my routine much. But I saw a few clips of those, and they're pretty entertaining. You know, Charlie is very entertaining. More critical, Penguin or whatever you want to call them, very entertaining. Does a lot for different game communities, including like Smash and stuff. So good on him. I'm surprised he wanted to get in the Smash community because all they do is cannibalize themselves. But hey, good for him.
Yeah.
All right. And DC got kicked out.
Oh.
I will see him come back in so he could do his outro. Maybe not.
Yeah. We have talked about rebooting our own podcast here.
Yes. So before we go, this was what's known as a soft reboot, where we're gonna you guys are gonna be seeing this Sunday as a premiere. And yeah, it's gonna be on both the Knights Podcast channel and on Epic Steve channel. Soft reboot. Very, very happy to be back.
So this will be official Knights Podcast to reboot from this point forward.
Yep, this will be a soft reboot. The full reboot will be next time, probably 2 weeks from now, maybe a week, but I'm looking at 2 weeks, just depending on where everything is. And yeah, we're gonna be doing podcasts, and we're gonna either record them or put them live, depending on how busy we are. But we will be putting those out, so either be a premiere or live. Either way, you'll be able to interact with me or Minos or anyone else from the podcast through chat. So yeah.
All right. Good to know.
All right. Nicole San Diego, we want to do your outro?
Nicole San Diego, I'll see you next time, hopefully.
All right. Superstar DC, want to hit that outro?
Oh, well. All right, I'm out.
Master Minoso?
This has been Master Minos. Going back to the madhouse, and until next time, be seeing ya.
Also, before I do my sign out, we actually do still have 2 sponsors that stay with us. Yeah, funny enough. The others dropped us, but we have 2 that stay with us. I will not be putting them for this one because the subject matter. But yeah, we still have those two, and you'll see them in the next podcast. Until then, this is the big podcast. Peace.
See you guys next time.
Bye.